Okay, hear me out. We put in Ninja. Smash DLC is almost over. It's honestly crazy to think that we only have 2 characters left. With E3 approaching and a new DLC character likely being revealed there, I may as well finally make a video talking about my most wanted characters. I'll be honest and say that I'm not super passionate about most of these. After getting Joker, I became extremely content with the rest of Ultimate's roster, and Sephiroth was just a cherry on top. But even if I'm not super passionate about most of them, there's still several characters that I think would be really cool to see. These characters aren't ordered or anything, I just wanted to talk about them. Also, the character's likelihood has no impact on my choices. If I'm being honest, only a small handful of these are likely in my opinion. Alright, let's talk about them. This character started out as a meme pick for me, but now he's become unironically one of my most wanted characters. Toad. Toad is the most important Mario character not in Smash yet. And honestly, I'm pretty surprised that we're nearing triple digits with this roster, and we still don't have Toad. And yes, just normal Toad. While I'd still be excited to see Captain Toad, I feel like he'd be much less enjoyable to play as. I'd imagine he'd be like Mac where he has little to no air utility, except he wouldn't even have the ground mobility to make up for it. Maybe they could pull it off, but I'd honestly rather see the speedy Mario 2 Toad. And even then, he could still pull stuff from Captain Toad, like the axe. Like Peach, Toad's first playable appearance was in Mario 2, so I feel like you could reasonably give him turnips. Maybe instead of a bomb or Saturn, you can give him completely different items. Or alternatively, just remove the RNG factor entirely. Maybe give him a big emphasis on power-ups, since in a lot of the Mario games you get power-ups from Toad houses. Toad just has such a fun personality, and I'd love to see him playable. Waluigi used to be my most wanted Mario character before Toad took his place, but I'd still like to see him. Like Toad, Waluigi has such a fun personality. He's basically the meme of the Mario universe. One minute he's waterbending, the next minute he's Dr. Octopus. Also, at this point, it would just be poetic to have Waluigi as DLC. I don't want him as much as I used to, the fans definitely have a big role in that. But he'd still be really cool to see. Though Mario isn't exactly in desperate need for more characters. What I do think needs more characters is Donkey Kong. Dixie, Cranky, Funky, take your pick. I'm honestly extremely surprised that Dixie wasn't in the base game. Especially when seeing Diddy's tail job removed. I thought this would be the exact reason, since Dixie doesn't have a tail. Dixie is the most deserving in my opinion. Cranky is my favorite to play as in Tropical Freeze and would likely be the most unique. And Funky Kong is, well, Funky Kong. I'd be down to see any of these in the game, especially if they bring a Tropical Freeze stage with them. Pokemon has become a series that people desperately don't want to see a new character from. And while I can see where they're coming from, I don't agree with it. The last 2 Pokemon in Smash are some of my favorite designed characters in the game, and that only came from the concept art. Also, Gen 8 music slaps, and getting that on legal stages would be amazing. My most wanted Galar Pokemon would be Inteleon. He's definitely my favorite of the 3 starters. I still find it interesting that Sakurai considered James Bond for Melee, but he couldn't put him in. Inteleon is kind of a similar thing, so maybe? Who knows? Though if I could pick a Pokemon not from Gen 8, I honestly really like the idea of Weavile. Not only because I think he's sick, but because very few characters in this game utilize Ice. Ice Climbers have a few Ice moves, and both Lucas and Hero have 1 Ice move, but that's about it. Weavile could be super unique in that regard. I think that's it for existing series. I mean, Wolverine vs. Raiden is one of my favorite death battles, and Raiden looks like he'd be fun in Smash. Also, getting a PlayStation All-Stars character in Smash would be really funny to me. But aside from that, I think that's it. Let's move on to new series.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
Ryu Hayabusa would be sick. Despite never playing his games, I just think he'd be mad fun to play as. Rano is my main in Rivals, I like Greninja in Ultimate, I love Sheik in Ultimate. And while Joker himself isn't a ninja, him being a thief gives him a lot of overlapping elements for me to put him in the same camp. So yeah, I really enjoy ninja characters. And I feel like Hayabusa has enough to offer to feel distinct from the other ninjas we have in Smash. Make him intentionally difficult as a reference to his game's infamous difficulty. Let him run across water, climb on walls, unique movement, stuff like that. Nier Automata is a game I played for a few hours, but never fully committed to. I really don't know why I've always put it off, but I've really enjoyed what I've played, and seeing Kubbi in Smash would be pretty cool. I could talk about her moveset potential with flashy combos, multiple swords, Robo Buddy, but honestly, what's more compelling to me than a Nier character is a Nier stage with Nier music. That would be absolutely beautiful. Also, her getting in Smash would actually give me more motivation to get back into the game and finish it, so there's that too. Soul Bad Guy is both a traditional auto turnaround fighting game character and an anime sword fighter. That sounds like half the Smash community's worst nightmare, and I find that really funny. That's it. Okay, but seriously, I really enjoyed the Guilty Gear Strive beta, and I think Soul would be a really cool inclusion in the game. He's the character I by far played the most in the beta, and I really enjoy how he played, so seeing that in Smash would be pretty cool. But also, yes, funny fighting game anime sword character.
Maybe it's the way you're dressed.
Okay, so now that we got a character from the game that was the inspiration for Smash, how about we get a character from a game that Smash inspired? Rivals of Aether is sick, and I'd love to see a character from that game be in Smash. They would likely choose Zetterburn or Orcane or something, though my main is Rano, so I'll say him. Either way, seeing a series continuing the platform fighter genre in the biggest platform fighter ever would be amazing, even if it's unlikely. And honestly, that's how I feel about indies in general. I just don't think they have a good shot at being in Smash. Steve is a weird gray area. Though I still want to talk about them, so basically take these remaining fighters as a Framemaker's wish list as well. That game looks so cool, by the way. The 3 indie games that get the most attention in Smash speculation are Shovel Knight, Undertale, and Shantae. While the main characters would make the most sense, I'd personally prefer to add my favorite characters from each game. For Shantae, it's still Shantae. For Undertale, it's Sans. And for Shovel Knight, it's Spectre Knight. I love all 3 of these characters, but even if we got someone else from their games, I'd still be happy. But one indie character I never hear talked about is Madeline. Celeste is my second favorite game ever, and Madeline is probably my single favorite game character ever? Yeah, most likely. I was hesitant to put her here, but after seeing a moveset concept for her that I mostly really liked, I was sold. She would have a lot of unique movement options with her dashes, and she'd have a lot of her attacks involve Battleline, which would be cool. Also, getting a character in Smash who can canonically wave dash would be pretty funny. If she's in Framemaker, I'm maining her 100%. And if she's in Smash, I wouldn't even begin to comprehend how happy that'd make me. Also, Hollow Knight and Monica, because I want my funny inside jokes with friends validated. I mean, a Hollow Knight stage and music would be phenomenal, and Monica is a super interesting character to me. But still, funny inside jokes. Alright, moving on.
A walking brown mushroom with fangs.
I completely forgot to script this part, so I'm just gonna be talking. Ever since Mewtwo got into Smash 4, my most wanted character has stayed the same for a long time. Well, except for like the 2 months I wanted Joker more, but he's in Smash now, so yeah, back to this guy. Bandana D from Kirby. Kirby is a series that I absolutely adore. The Kirby roster in Smash is honestly pretty good. You have the 3 most important characters by far represented. There's basically no reason to get rid of Meta Knight or King Dedede in the next Smash. Though honestly, I'd really love to get a 4th character, and I think Kirby deserves it. And while I would like to see characters like Magolor or Suzy, Bandana D is the clear choice. I really like how he is in Kirby, both personality-wise and gameplay-wise. The only other character to use a spear in Smash would be Byleth. And honestly, Bandana D and Byleth use spears in very different ways. So I feel like Bandana D would not have any trouble feeling unique. You have your standard quick pokes, you can throw the spear, you can turn into a helicopter for some reason. If you really wanted to, you can use the elemental stuff from Star Allies. You can even give him a Parasol or a Beam Wand to reference other types of Waddle Dees. I mean, Bandana D has used a Parasol before, so that wouldn't be too out of the question. And hopefully Bandana D would bring along a stage from the more recent Kirby games, because honestly, we're pretty lacking in that department. And maybe his final Smash can represent Megaton Punch, which was the first appearance for Bandana D. Bandana D has gotten a lot of criticism from the Smash community. He's often seen as a very lame, boring, bland character compared to your Dantes, your Soras, your Doom Guys, Master Chiefs. And honestly, I just don't care. Not every character has to be a super mind-blowing reveal. I've heard the Goomba with the hat argument so many times at this point, and honestly I'm just tired of it. The way the Smash community has tunnel visioned on mind-blowing reveals only is just... I can understand if you don't want Bandanity, I can totally get that. Whether he's quote-unquote a Goomba with a hat, or he's just not a mind-blowing reveal at all, or the fact that he's a small character with a lot of range, I don't care. I just want my boy in Smash, and I've wanted that for years. Do I think it's gonna happen? It could. I definitely don't think he's next. I don't see him fitting in E3 reveal, honestly. And for the last one, I mean, if Byleth and Incineroar are anything to go off of, then we could get another first party, though I'm still not sure on how likely I think that is. Again, after getting Joker, I really can't complain, though if we got Bandanity, I'd be so happy. Anyway, that's the video. If you liked my ramblings, then hit the like button and subscribe. Maybe comment Bazinga or something, I don't know. Alright, see ya.